Hello friends, so now I'm going to continue with our playlist and work on university, graduate or undergraduate applications for radio admissions. And the three things I'm going to cover in this and upcoming videos will be statement of purpose, which is SOP, resume and LOR, which is letter of recommendation. It is going to be the most important piece of information, making it the most critical and decision making part of your application. And why so? I'll even go to say that even this is more important than your grades and CGPA or percentage at the moment you are applying. Why? It's because the CGPA or percentage cannot be changed now. You had the time to work on your grades during the course, but at this moment, you can definitely invest your time behind these three documents. Though you may think that resume and SOP are a small two-page documents, but it can even take a month or two to get this document ready for submission. At the same time, there have been friends of mine who made their SOP in few hours and got into very nice and top ranking universities, and some who took 2 months to get their SOP ready and get into such high rank university. So say don't overdo the task, but yet invest time behind it. It's not going to go in vain. It's a real investment. Now, understanding the purpose. So it's your story. Each of these documents serves a very special and unique purpose in your application. And it is going to be very important to first understand their requirements and what purpose it serves in your application. Every bit of information you include in each of these documents must be coming after enough thoughts and introspection. Since there are strict limitations on words, number of words and pages for each of them, so you must convey your story very concisely. And I'll go into the every minute detail required so that you can get your best SOP, resume, and LOR. The one most important tool while making this document is to think from the admission committee's perspective. And I'll add to your understanding of how the admission committee's perspective is while going into details of each of these three documents. So now let's understand the purpose of each of these three documents. Let's first start with the resume because probably you would have already made one for your internship or job application. So resume is a simply a small, usually a page or page long document which contains information about your educational background, work experience, projects, skills, and contact information. You can also include awards, scholarships, or fellowships, publications, position of responsibility, online courses, and relevant coursework. But it is advised you should not include your photo and personal information such as date of birth, language is known, and address. And I'll go into more details of what exactly to mention, how to mention, and formatting of the document in upcoming videos. Now, the second one is statement of purpose. So out of the three documents which we are going and we are discussing right now, the statement of purpose is the most important one. Please take a note that the short form of statement of purpose, which I might usually use in this and upcoming videos, will be SOP. So statement of purpose is SOP. And sometimes there will be another terminology such as academic statement, statement of interest, or personal statement mentioned in other university requirements. Usually, these are same things. So SOP is how the information was mentioned in resume has molded you and made you ready for the program you are applying for. And then explaining how that specific program at that specific university is going to help you for your future endeavors. And there are list of requirements usually mentioned by the university SOP requirements or guidelines which you should fulfill. And some of the things I have already mentioned over here, and I'll go into the details of each of these in the later part of the videos. So the most common mistake applicants make is simply describing the information mentioned in resume in other words. That's not what we need to do. What we need to do is specifically mentioned over here in the bullet points, and these questions must be answered in through your SOP. Now the third and the last one is letter of recommendation, and it is a letter given by your professor or a thesis guide or manager from job describing about your job position, responsibilities, and how well you are performing in those. Some technical and soft skills should also be mentioned, but should not be over flooded. So, as I mentioned, ideally this letter should be given by your recommended, but it might be the case that your recommended asks you for some inputs, such as your background, future goals, etc. Recommender might also ask you to make a draft yourself of the letter of recommendation and give to them, and then he or she would make changes as per their observation and submit. Now the task before you, before starting to write the SOP, LOR, and resume, what is that? It's simply introspection. Think, why are you in the given position of applying for graduate or undergraduate or graduate school? And then where do you see yourself after graduating, or after 5 years and after 10 years? So recall experiences and instances which made a dent in your thinking, which added a new perspective to your thinking and remained in your memory for a long time. Go back to your high school days and think, why are you selecting a given field for your undergraduate, or you selected some field in case of graduate applications. Write down all the thoughts, all your thoughts and points you think are important to be conveyed to the admission team. At this moment, do not discard a point just because you are told by someone that it is not important and should not go into your SOP, resume, and LOR. Best advice I received from my senior for drafting these three documents was, never aim to get the final document ready in the first draft itself. Start drafting the most extensive and comprehensive version of your document. And then, as per the instruction or guidelines or requirements stated on the university page, keep making a concise version of your document. And I personally went through at least 10 versions of my SOP and 4 versions of my resume. And the last advice would be, read at least 5 to 10 statement of purposes and resume of previous applicants in your field before actually starting the draft. Next, I'll go into the details of resume making in the next video. Thank you.